Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Several businesses in Belvedere shutter their doors. One restaurant owner explains the reason behind the tough decision.
A Veterans Memorial at a busy Rockford intersection is damaged again. Thanks to a generous donation, volunteers are already in the process of getting it repaired.
And a new partnership between local law enforcement and educators. The mentorship program that provides hope for the next generation. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. This week, 3 Belvedere restaurants announced they are closing. One will be open until next month.
The other 2 are already shuttered. Nikel Delgado spoke to their owner. Nikel, what do you have to say?
That's right, Eric and Mimi. He tells me while they're sad to leave, it was the best decision for them.
This has been a long-term decision. This was not made in a spur of moment. We've really crunched the numbers to see how it would work.
Firebox Pizzeria and Shoreline Sushi in Belvedere opened the doors 5 years ago, but the owner says times are hard.
Right now, the economics of the community, as well as the food costs and tight labor supply, and having Chrysler or Stellantis leaving town for right now, makes it very difficult to keep those operations running.
Russell Caldwell tells me they ended up with a lot of waste, so they're switching back to a catering operation.
We are going to keep the Firebox side of the Shortline and Firebox open as an additional venue space for wedding receptions and bachelorette parties and things like that. We have a very steady core customer base that supported us and really liked coming in. And that's going to be a change. And now that, again, Lung Fung also has decided to close its doors. So it's going to reduce the number of options in town here.
Mayor of Belvedere, Clinton Morris, says he hates to see businesses leave.
They're our fabric of our community. Our downtown, we want to have a vibrant downtown, and it's hard. It's hard to compete sometimes for business in a small community, a smaller community.
And hopes to see the economy turn around.
We will do everything we can to try and attract businesses, foot traffic, and keep business owners, especially those that have had a long history here. So we want to keep the old and we want to welcome the new.
Russell is excited for new opportunities.
We still have Sips and Sprinkles. We're not going anywhere. Our catering's not going anywhere. We have 2 food trucks that are out. We have many other things that we're doing in town. Change is going to happen, and you just have to be willing to change with the times.
After 30 years of business, Lung Fung Chinese in Belvedere will close September 11th. Eric?
Thanks, Nikel. A Dakota man's arrested for a 3rd time on child pornography charges. Yesterday, Stephenson County Sheriff's Office arrested Daniel Sheets at a home in Davis Junction. A warrant was issued for his arrest on 5 counts of child pornography and unauthorized videotaping. Sheriffs say those incidents happened in July 2019. Investigators started looking into Sheets this July. His other 2 arrests are also for felonies. Sheets is in the Stephenson County Jail with a $500,000 bond.
A replanting effort is set to get underway after flowers and plants were damaged near Veterans Memorial Circle. The Friends of Veterans Memorial Circle say they learned of the damage yesterday. The median just north of the roundabout was damaged after a driver ran over several perennial plants. At 6:30 tonight, the organization will be replanting flowers after a donation was made by Didier Greenhouses. The Friends of Veterans Memorial Circle reached out to Rockford Police to try and find the driver responsible for that damage. City crews clean up a Rockford neighborhood. Work was done in the South Main and Washington Elementary School neighborhood. It's all part of the Neighborhood Improvement Initiative. In addition, the city held a block party on the corner of Weldon Street and Lincoln Avenue. Mayor Tom McNamara says this event is about fostering a relationship with the city and its neighbors.
We know that these neighborhoods need investment. They historically have not seen the investment that they deserve and that the residents deserve. So we are really trying to let them know that, number one, that we love them, we care about them, and we want to be in their neighborhoods and help them develop a great neighborhood and a great communal sense.
Mayor McNamara says the city of Rockford's planning to come back year after year to continue to improve neighborhoods in need.
The Rockford Chamber of Commerce focuses on the future. Chamber members call this morning's event the update. Several organizations like Rockford Public Schools and Rockford Police Department gave progress reports that includes a new mentor program between RPS and RPD. It connects officers with students. Police Chief Carla Red says the program is all about giving kids hope for the future.
Having individuals with lived experiences that can relate to the kids and some of the issues that they're going through. And those individuals with lived experience can definitely share stories and how they overcame. So there's a lot of training that will be involved in that in reference to being able to connect the mentors with service providers in the community so that they have their appropriate referral sources for the youth.
School board members will consider the mentoring program at their September meeting.
Local stores celebrate a national day all about thrifting. Carpenter's Corner and Rockford Rescue Mission were offering several discounts for National Thrift Shop Day. The Mission had a prize wheel that customers could spin for immediate discounts, while Carpenter's Corner was giving $5 off any purchase of $25 or more. Associates say supporting thrift shops is great for a number of reasons.
Recycling. It is just so much better to keep all these things out of the landfill and to be able to share them with each other. So what a great idea.
It's a wonderful day to bring awareness to thrift stores, resale shops, and what all they do for people in need.
Rockford Rescue Mission's thrift store just closed for the day. Carpenter's Corner is set to close at 6.
A class action lawsuit against Kia and Hyundai moves forward after a federal judge declined to approve a settlement. The lawsuit was prompted by a surge in Hyundai and Kia vehicle thefts, but the judge said the proposed $200 million deal failed to provide, quote, fair and adequate relief to vehicle owners. He noted concerns raised by state attorneys general about whether a software update provided by the automakers was enough to deter and prevent more thefts.
A scenic roadway along the Rock River is set to reopen tomorrow. The barricades are being taken down on Route 2 between 72 in Byron and Beltline Road in Rockford. Construction will continue, so drivers should expect irregular daily lane closures. The $1.4 million project is expected to be completed by October 31st.
Violent threats target people involved in former President Trump's various legal cases.
Online posts from Trump supporters are causing concern about safety and in one case prompting an arrest. Washington, D.C. correspondent Hannah Brandt has details.
It is a pretty significant cause for concern.
John Lewis is a researcher with George Washington's program on extremism. He's watched as former President Trump and other conservative voices take aim at political opponents.
You've seen this right-wing media ecosystem kind of turn their attention to a specific individual, a specific group. That's always going to have this trickle-down effect.
Just this week, a Texas woman was arrested and charged with threatening Judge Tanya Chutkan, who's overseeing Trump's federal election interference case. Lewis says this is unsurprising in the current heated political environment.
Individuals who are feeling increasingly emboldened to, again, not just, put a post online, but begin to send targeted threats to, SWAT, to docs, to commit, potential acts of violence.
And when the former president was indicted in Georgia, the names of the grand jurors were made public. They now face threatening and violent posts on right-wing social media sites. Lewis says much of the anger will remain online, but it has the potential to become dangerous among a few
who see the message from the influencer, from the former president, and who think, this is my call to arms, this is my chance to actually make a difference.
As the cases against the former president move forward, Lewis doesn't expect these threats to go away.
It's nothing new, right? It's that we've been here before and that we will unfortunately likely be here again.
And the former president has very publicly attacked officials involved in all 4 of the cases against him, both on his social media and at his campaign events. In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
It was a little bit of a busy morning with some scattered showers and thunderstorms that rolled in along a cold front, but as we got into the later part of the morning and early afternoon, things calmed down and quieted down quite a bit. We are still seeing that cold front impacting us a little bit, though, helping to bring some slightly breezier winds into the area. Also some slightly cooler air. Notice further off to the south and the southwest, Still seeing temperatures in the mid-80s. Locally, though, things are quite a bit cooler, down in the 70s. Still some fairly breezy winds out there with our wind speeds anywhere from 10 to 15, even close to 20 miles per hour out of roughly the north or the northwest behind that cold front. Those winds will ease as we get later on here into the evening. As I mentioned, cooler temperatures, another result of that cold front, and we are down into the low 70s in some spots. 73 in Rochelle, 74 in Rockford and in Freeport, 71 in Monroe, and 73 out in Galena. Those dew points, though, remaining a little bit on the cooler side. Along with those temperatures, dew points currently sitting in the 50s across the board. Checking in with our weather watcher, Terry, he's reporting a temperature of 73 degrees, a dew point of 58. Also winds out of the northwest around 15 miles per hour, and just right around a third of an inch of rain from earlier this morning. We are still seeing those clearer skies now in effect for the afternoon. Behind that cold front, a few isolated showers up toward the Milwaukee area, just a few passing clouds for us here locally. Otherwise, things are going to remain clear and calm for the rest of the evening. That's what we see on our SkyTrack camera overlooking downtown Rockford. On the Supply Corps building, it's brought to us by Window World. Just a few passing clouds through the area. Now, as we get later on into the evening, we will continue to see those skies clear more and more. Mostly clear skies going to be the overnight as temperatures fall a little bit further down into the low 50s for some of us. 53 degrees, a very cool and refreshing night. But that cooler air, along with some very, very slight lingering moisture at the surface, could allow for some very shallow fog to develop. Will not be very thick, but will be a little bit shallower down toward the surface. That will not last very long either because winds pick up just a little bit as we get into the afternoon, and those sunnier skies along with warmer temperatures. High pressure works its way into the area, and we will warm back right around to the 80-degree mark tomorrow afternoon. Still holding on to mostly clear skies overnight tonight. Temperatures down around 50-degree mark for some of us. A couple spots could even dip into the upper 40s for some of us overnight. We eventually start that warmer trend as we get back into the mid-80s by the time we get into Saturday, and then even warmer than that by the time we get into Sunday. We do see the return of some wildfire smoke to the area, leading to some hazier skies, especially as we get into tomorrow afternoon and going into the evening right around sunset. This cooler air going to move out of the area for the middle of the week, allowing for a big ridge of high pressure to develop across a large majority of the country, and that is going to bring our temperatures up quite a bit starting into the weekend and going even beyond that. Temperatures already reaching the mid-80s by the time we get into Saturday, 90 degrees by the time we get into Sunday. A lot of sunshine for the weekend, but slightly warmer temperatures, and then clouds return to the area with a few very slight chances for rain and much warmer weather sticking with us before that ridge breaks down late next week.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
The Cubs don't have a game scheduled tonight, and that gives Cubs fans a little more time to process and enjoy what Christopher Morel did last night at Wrigley Field.
The kick and pitch. In the air. Right field. That one back. Gone!
Morel's 3-run walk-off homer sent the Cubs to a 4-3 win over the White Sox. It wasn't like this was a playoff game or a division clincher, but this play will always loom large in the hearts of Cubs fans, and Morel will never forget it.
I made a home run, Cubs win. That's the only thing I got in my mind at that moment.
When did you know the jersey was coming out?
I don't remember where they get off.
What a great swing, great environment. I mean, Christopher Morel, he's just so electric. That ball smoked.
Yes, it was smoke. The Cubs will host the Royals tomorrow afternoon. Well, the Bears got in a second practice against the Colts today. They're going to face the Colts Saturday night in their second preseason game. Bears defensive coordinator Alan Williams is eager to get another look at his defense. He liked what he saw last Saturday against the Titans.
I love that we hit the quarterback at a high rate, so that's improvement. I love the way we took away the football. That's improvement, and we took it away. There were some plays that they just didn't give it to us. We took it from them. And how the group came together and played together. It's a tight-knit group.
Fired Northwestern football coach Pat Fitzgerald is still around football. He is helping out as a volunteer assistant at Loyola Academy High School in the Chicago suburb of Wilmette. He has two sons who attend school there. Loyola ran a background check on Fitzgerald before bringing him on board. The academy also had Fitzgerald sign a code of conduct document, and he had to take some training. The Bulls have released their schedule for the upcoming season. 2 important dates of note. Wednesday, October 25th, they'll play their season and home opener against the Thunder. On January 10th, Fred VanVleet and the Houston Rockets will make their one visit to the United Center. I have 2 more high school football two-a-day previews coming your way this evening. At 6 o'clock right here, I'll feature the Eastie Rabs. And at 9 and 10, I'll bring you the Lena Winslow Panthers. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Tonight on News Nation, the governor of Hawaii sits down with Chris in the wake of the devastating Maui wildfires. Plus, the surgeon who performed the groundbreaking pig-to-human kidney transplant joins Chris live tonight on Cuomo. Then, who would you tell if you shot your wife? Well, one judge messaged his office, said he wouldn't be in the next day, then confessed to the crime. Now he's fighting the charges. Tonight on Banfield, only on News Nation. To find News Nation, go to joinnn.com.
Temperatures have really been a treat.
We didn't have those last night. We did have a little bit more humidity last night, but a couple nights ago it was still calm and cool. And once again, we do at least get one more return of that as we get into the night tonight. Temperatures falling down into the low 50s. A couple spots could even dip into the upper 40s underneath the clear skies that we see on the First Warn interactive radar from Rockford Auto Glass and more, behind the cold front that came through earlier this morning. Unfortunately, cool and refreshing is not what we're looking for as we get into the rest of the weekend. Temperatures returning back into the mid 80s already by the time we get into Saturday. Low 90s by Sunday and going into Monday. Very slight chance for rain Sunday going into Monday, and it looks like the ridge eventually breaks down with temperatures back in the upper 80s late next week.
Thanks, Jordan.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.